Hello and welcome to COVID-19 Local Impact on Your TV. I'm Dan Malta from the Your TV Peterborough studios. We'll start today's show with an address from the Peterborough Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Rosanna Salvaterra, as she takes an in-depth look at the COVID-19 statistics for Peterborough City and County, as well as Hiawatha and Curve Lake First Nations. Dr. Salvaterra also details the actions the health unit can and will take if those ordered to self-isolate do not comply. I'll also add the address is longer than what we've seen in previous weeks, but it is all pertinent information.
I am going to walk you through our new dashboard of local data, and the plan is that this will be updated weekly by noon on Wednesdays. So you can see, those of you who are in the room and those of you who are online on the call, this is posted to our website, and you should be able to see that we are now sitting at 59 confirmed cases. Of those, 22 are still active and 36 are resolved, and we have the one death that was reported last week. As far as testing, we've now tested over 2,000 people in Peterborough City, County, and First Nations. We have a test positive rate of about 3%, which means the vast majority are negative. So we have 79% confirmed negative, and we have 18 tests that are still, 18% of the tests which are still pending. Also on the slide, we break down our cases by sex. So you'll see that we have a little more female cases versus male. It's 58% female, 42% for those of you who aren't able to see the data. And then we've given you our cases by age. So if you see the bars, at a glance, it's obvious that the majority of our cases are falling between the ages of 20 and 79, with a few at each end as well, younger and older cases. So if I can, thank you, Brittany. This is a slide that I think is very interesting, and it sort of sets us apart from the rest of the province. You'll see, as far as source of exposure, we have 3.4% of our cases where the data is still pending, and those are new cases where we're still investigating. However, we know that for the majority of our cases, still, it's travel, a travel history for 45.7% of our cases. Even earlier this week, we are still finding some of our cases related to infections, exposures that occurred outside of Canada or outside of Peterborough. We have almost 41% of our cases where they were a close contact of a confirmed case. I think this highlights the importance of our case investigation, our case management, and the fact that we do ask close contacts to either self-isolate or self-monitor, because many of them do go on to become a true case themselves. And then we have 10.2% of our cases where we cannot determine where they were exposed. And that's what we're calling our community spread. And that, again, much lower than what we're seeing in the rest of the province. So the data, that's the picture of the data and the risks here in Peterborough. Also on this slide, we have an update on our outbreaks, and you will see that 2 of the 3 have resolved, and we have one ongoing outbreak at St. Joseph's at Fleming, but that outbreak has remained stable and it seems to be well under control. We haven't been able to call it over yet, but we certainly hope to in the near future. As far as hospitalizations for our cases, 6 of our cases, or 10%, required hospitalization. It's close, very similar to what's being seen in the rest of the province, with about 11% of the provincial cases requiring hospitalization. 3 of those did require ICU admission as well. Next one. And here what we see is the new case, our new cases by the date of reporting. So that's when we get the result. And you can see that if you look back at since April 2nd, we've had many days where we've had no new cases. And so that really is, I think, an demonstration of how well we've been able to contain the virus. If you look on the next slide, this is our cumulative cases. So you'll see that certainly by the end of March, that curve started to flatten. And that since then, we have had a much lower rate of increase in the number of our cases. The final slide I'm going to share with you is data that's being shared by the province. And this is a map which shows, according to color, the rate per 100,000 in that jurisdiction. And you'll see there's Peterborough, surrounded by deeper shades of green on one side. And what this is showing is that our rate is about 40 per 100,000. The provincial rate is more like 82 per 100,000. So we're about half of the rate per 100,000 that is being seen across the province. So that's the data that I was hoping to share with you. And as I said, we'll be preparing this kind of a dashboard every Wednesday to share with you and with the public. As far as any new public health measures that have been taken since our last media scrum, the Ministry of Health continues to focus on supporting the Ministry of Long-Term Care and long-term care homes, and released an action plan related to this sector late last week. It is seeking to increase testing and to assist with staff recruitment in some of these settings that are experiencing critical shortages. Peterborough Public Health is participating by conducting active surveillance in local long-term care homes. So far, we have, with the assistance of the paramedics, have been in to test the residents in Centennial Place in Millbrook. We've also completed Applewood retirement residence here in the city, and we are beginning to do a sweep of St. Joseph's at Fleming starting tomorrow. So I'm going to just add a few more remarks, and I'd like to speak to the notice that was provided this week on our website to the residents of Peterborough County, City, Curve Lake, and Hiawatha First Nations that I have issued a class order under Section 22 of the Health Protection and Promotion Act. It came into effect on Monday, and I encourage everyone in Peterborough to read the order. It's directed to 4 groups of people. First, anyone diagnosed with COVID-19, anyone who has signs and symptoms of COVID-19 and who has been tested and is awaiting results, anyone who has reasonable grounds to believe that they have symptoms of COVID-19, whether they've been tested or not, and finally, anyone who is a close contact of those first 3 groups. The order mandates all these people to self-isolate for a period of 14 days from the onset of their symptoms. And this means that they have to remain either in their home or at an isolation facility, not going outside unless it's a private balcony or an enclosed yard, not having any visitors, and avoiding close contacts with others. In addition, the order requires that individuals seek prompt medical attention if the illness is worsening. It also provides Peterborough Public Health staff with the authority and the ability to direct an individual to either extend that period of isolation if indicated, or allow some permitted visitors, such as healthcare workers, into the home. The rationale for issuing the order is not based on any perception on my part that we have issues with compliance. In fact, on the contrary, all 59 confirmed cases have been cooperative to date. But instead, we are entering a new phase of this pandemic, where the province is asking for enhanced testing, more testing. We are facing a time when many of these individuals may be looking up their own results on a portal, or they may actually be provided results by health providers who may not be Peterborough Public Health staff. So there may not always be a public health nurse on the end of the phone or on the end of the testing swab to explain the requirement for isolation. So this order then is intended as a tool to be used to remind anyone who's being tested and anyone testing positive, anyone who is a contact or who may have symptoms consistent with COVID-19, that isolation is expected and it is legally required. It is not voluntary, and Peterborough Public Health is prepared to take measures to enforce if necessary. So wherever anyone is being tested in Peterborough, whether it is in their home or in a long-term care setting, at the assessment center or here at PPH or in a shelter, self-isolation is required to contain the spread of the virus and to protect others. I anticipate that this may be challenging for some members of our community, but they have my assurance that I will do everything in my power to both anticipate and address the barriers that may pose a challenge. So we do need full compliance if we wish to protect and build on the successes that we have achieved so far. We don't want this order to cause stress on residents who may already be facing challenges meeting their basic needs, such as finding groceries and having medicine delivered. My staff have developed a comprehensive list of various services and links to community resources that can help connect people with those essential supplies. And you can find this on the COVID-19 section of our website, and on the sidebar linked it's called Support for Basic Needs. Or please call or email us if you need assistance.
We'll continue to bring you updates from Dr. Salvatera and the Health Unit each and every Wednesday here on COVID-19 Local Impact. An outbreak of COVID-19 at the Peterborough Regional Health Centre has been declared over by Peterborough Public Health. The outbreak involved 3 staff members on an inpatient unit. These staff members will return to work once they have no symptoms and have tested negative for COVID-19 twice. We'll now take a look at the numbers for Kawartha Lakes and Northumberland. In the city of Kawartha Lakes, as of today at 12:15 p.m., 117 confirmed cases with 8 hospitalizations, 80 resolved cases, 33 confirmed deaths as part of the 2 confirmed outbreaks in Northumberland County. As of today at 12:15 p.m. as well, 13 confirmed cases with 1 hospitalization and then 13 resolved cases. Everything taken care of to this point in Northumberland. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced today students will be eligible for $1,250 a month from May to August. The sum can go up to $1,750 a month if the student is taking care of somebody or has a disability. The benefit is also available to students earning less than $1,000 per month through a job. Today's message from Kawartha Lakes Mayor Andy Letham: we need to concentrate on what we can do rather than what we can't.
Good afternoon. Today is April 22nd, and it is also the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. Normally, we would help organize community cleanup events, but obviously this year nothing is normal. However, I still want to encourage everyone to do a little extra for our environment this week. So, if you're out for a walk and you see litter on our trails or at the side of the road, please consider carefully picking it up with a clear bag and gloves and disposing of it properly. With that extra bag allowance each week, take advantage and help keep Kawartha Lakes clean. Even better, don't litter in the first place. It is also Administrative Professionals Day here in Canada, and I want to take a moment to thank all administrative staff who are handling many different workloads behind the scenes to help keep essential services and operations going through this pandemic. Listen, I recognize we're already a month into spring, and I know many of you want to get outdoors and do things. I don't blame you. And that's the beauty of where we live. We've closed many of our services because physical distancing and unnecessary travel can't be safely maintained. That being said, common sense needs to remain top of mind if you are going outdoors. Remember, all of this is only temporary. And although numbers show we may be getting over the peak, we are not out of the woods by any means. Right now, we are still following the provincial state of emergency until at least May 12th. Including continuing to enforce restrictions that they have in place. However, the focus should not be on what we can't do, but rather on what we can do to continue stopping the spread. Thank you to everyone who is following health and safety guidelines and doing their part. Hang in there.
As COVID-19 local impact continues on your TV, we'll hear from Cobourg Police Chief Paul Vandegraff as he comments on the opening weekend of trout season. Hello and welcome back to COVID-19 Local Impact on your TV. I'm Dan Malta. Many businesses are struggling during the coronavirus crisis, but the Greater Peterborough Chamber of Commerce has a new program that may help. Any local businesses that don't have a gift card system or want to expand the reach, the Chamber has created an online gift card portal. Your TV's Mary Tendeshat speaks with Cy Grobler, who said the program can also benefit frontline healthcare workers.
Any business, organization, nonprofit can register for the program. They can get access to it at the Peterborough Chamber website, which is peterborough-chamber.ca. There's a button called gift cards, and from there businesses can sign up. That's also the portal where you go to purchase gift cards. So the idea of the program is to generate revenue for businesses during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Grobler says the portal opened just over a week ago, and so far about 60 businesses have signed up.
This gift card program is open to all businesses, organizations, anyone. I just exchanged an email with someone that is a solo musician, and they were interested in joining. So yes, they can join. So any business, any organization, you don't have to be a chamber member, can join.
He says a variety of businesses have registered.
Recording studios, spas, retail, restaurants, we've seen it all. One of the cool features with this gift card program is the ability, if you choose to, you can purchase a gift card and then you can also donate that gift card to a frontline hospital worker. There's absolutely no cost for any business to sign up. So you go to peterborough-chamber.ca, you click sign a business, you get taken to a page to sign up. You sign up, you're on in a few hours.
The only cost would be the regular transaction cost of someone using a credit card. The process for the person purchasing the gift card is easy.
There will be two images. The one on the right says purchase a gift card for a business. You click on that. That will take you to a website that has all of the 60 businesses on there. You select the business that you want and the denomination, and you just follow the steps from there.
Does the gift card get sent to someone through the mail?
You will get an email that says, hey, you just purchased this gift card with a unique code attached to it. The business that you purchased from will have access to a spreadsheet that will keep track of how many gift cards they sold with the unique code to it. So once this COVID crisis is over, you'll be able to, redeem your gift certificate. Most businesses had to close their doors. Most brick and mortar stores had to shut down. So for them, there's no revenue at all coming in, but the bills are still there. So offering a gift certificate program just enables us to keep money flowing through these businesses in an effort to keep them afloat until we're through this.
Cobourg Police Chief Paul Vandegraff is praising the efforts of residents in Cobourg. Chief Vandegraff tells Your TV's Mark Rockburn the force is seeing few infractions when it comes to imposed safety measures. He adds anglers will be charged if they are breaking laws during the opening weekend of trout fishing.
I think the residents of the town of Cobourg are really paying heed to all of the warnings and all the cautions. I think the work of our teams out there in a proactive way is working. We've had a couple more charges laid in relation to the Emergency Measures and Control Act, but by and large, not very many. We know that the busy season is ahead of us. Premier Ford has extended the state of emergency well into May. We know nice weather is coming. We know the pressure, because I feel it. I actually said today, it was the first day that I came to work and I just wanted to go back to what used to be our normal. And so if I'm feeling it, I know it's being felt across the town. So my request is for everyone to help us out. I think we're at a turn in this. I think Premier today spoke to that. We're doing much better than predicted, so that's great. So for now, we have to stay the course. Nicer weather's coming. We're going to have to maintain that physical distancing. If we're not well, we have to self-isolate ourselves. We have to remain vigilant. to get ahead of this. We have a fishing season ahead of us, which is going to cause us some problems. So please, 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 I believe the council is going to be looking at opportunities potentially to somehow restrict this. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but I'm asking that if we are meandering through our parks and we are fishing in the river where it's legal, to maintain physical distancing until such time something changes.
You brought up fishing, Paul, and I know it starts this weekend. What's the force expecting, or what can the people expect the force to be doing this weekend to try to mitigate any issues or problems that we might see?
In 2017, I led with the town, and we really put a really positive, pardon the pun, angle on the whole fishing crisis that was going on in the Cobra Creek. And in 2018 and 2019, we did definitely see some positive. We didn't see the garbage that we had seen in the past. We didn't see the wanton destruction of fish just for the roe or just for fillets. We saw some less garbage around, and that was a concerted effort with working with the town and increased patrols. This year it'll be a little bit different because the parks are closed. People can wander through them. So we're probably not going to have the same washrooms and different things like that. But we're going to have to manage it carefully. Obviously, the provincial regulations are in place. The Ministry of Natural Resources will be in town enforcing all of those rules. We will be present to ensure that all bylaws are being adhered to, and we'll also be in presence to ensure that the emergency measure laws and conditions of the state of emergency are enforced. There will be zero tolerance. So moving forward, if there are grounds for us to actually charge somebody, we will be charging people in this.
Peterborough Shares has been a resource for people searching for essential items by providing food or services for the community and lending a hand to those who can't go out for supplies. Our Marcus Ferguson speaks with the founder and administrator of Peterborough Shares about their efforts.
When the pandemic thing first started and people were panic buying and people were buying up all the toilet paper and all these necessities and such, and I had heard that people were having a hard time finding baby formula and diapers and stuff like that. And that just really got to me. So I just kind of spur of the moment just decided to, I had an idea of joining a group and, just to help people like that so that the people who are truly in need aren't going to go without the necessities that they need. It's superseded anything that I expected to happen. I never expected so many people to get on board, and the kindness has just been overwhelming. It's just made me feel just wonderful, and just to have this faith in humanity during a time like this. Some members of the group have actually taken it upon themselves to go around and deliver items for people who can't get out. So those people and their situations are very heartwarming to hear about, and they're helping, and a lot of the people are very appreciative of the help that others are lending.
I think it's amazing. I was actually really surprised how well the community comes together. I know that everyone's really great and wants to help a lot and everything, but the amount of people who have been helping it's awesome. It's overwhelming, and it's really great to see. This one girl who was pregnant and she was really struggling, I guess, she posted anonymously for some help, and everyone just came together and offered her everything. She got a crib mattress, diapers, formula, wipes, clothes for the baby, just everything. There were so many offers. It was awesome.
Currently, my husband, Adam Emery, and Vicky are currently the administrators, and also Matt Wallace is a moderator. I was originally the founding administrator of the group. I'm really proud of the feedback we've gotten and the help that people have been able to provide, and yeah, it's very it feels really good.
Everyone's been amazing, and we were surprised how fast it grew. We're happy that there's over 6,000 members now that we're able to either help or they can offer help. And
basically just Facebook, just search Peterborough Shares in Facebook, and it should bring you to the group. Big thank you to my administrators and moderators, and to the people out there who are giving a helping hand. We thank you, and we hope that everybody can stay safe.
It is National Volunteer Week, and we'd like to end the show by thanking our volunteers. Today we have a message from volunteer hosts Catherine Hanrahan and Ben Van Veen. For Your TV, I'm Dan Malta, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey there, we're Catherine Hanrahan and Ben Van Veen.
Hi, everybody.
And we're Team Hanrahan from Century 21. We're volunteers at Your TV. We're parade MC extraordinaires.
Catherine's amazing at it. I try and keep up.
So how have we been keeping busy during the downtime?
As realtors, we are mostly not doing so many showings or listing houses these days. We're doing some of that, but mostly we're just talking to clients, keeping them up to date on the local market, what's happening, talking about trends, and how to plan for the next few months because people do want to sell their homes and want to buy new homes. So just setting their expectations and keeping them up to date with information.
We're doing other stuff around the house though. We live on a hobby farm and we've got a lovely acreage out here in Havelock. So we keep busy out here. We've been keeping up with a regular workout regime. Our friends at CrossFit PTBO have been sending us regular at-home workouts that we've been doing almost regularly. We've missed a couple, but we've been pretty good.
But I mean, I've lost 2 pounds during quarantine, or isolation. So there you go. So thanks, CrossFit
baking galore, and he's losing weight. It's bonkers.
And we've been hatching more chickens. We just hatched 2 chickens the other day, but they're a couple days old, and they're gonna double in size pretty quickly.
So that's how we keep busy when we're not volunteering at Your TV.